Mom?
Joy, what are you getting married? You're not getting any younger.
Mom, it's not a good time. I'm seeing a client right now. Hi gang, it's Shirley here on another episode of Staying Mentally Fit TV, the place to be to keep your mental health in shape, and this is Q&A Wednesday. Today's question comes from Jen, and here's what she wrote. Hi Shirley, I have a problem. My mother doesn't respect my boundaries. The reason this is a problem is because I still have to live with her until I'm able to go back to work. She seems to go out of her way to ask me irrelevant questions about things that just don't matter, like if I wanted a certain plastic cup saved or recycled, right at the very moment that I'm upset and want to be left alone. I risk coming off as sounding rude, but this is a way to avoid getting into any argument. The questions themselves are not important. It's really the timing that is the issue. I feel as if she wants to test me and provoke me into getting upset. There's plenty of time to ask me to tell me something when I'm feeling better. What do you think I could say to my mother so that she starts to respect my personal boundaries a little bit more? Thank you so much for opening up and sharing with me your story, Jen. You know, conflict like the one that you're facing now sometimes arise because children and their parents have different missions and agendas based on where they're at in their lives. Now, it sounds like both you and your mom have different wants and needs that need to be expressed and known. So, Jen, the magic word that I have for you today is assertiveness. That is the best way to let your mom know to respect your boundaries is to be true to your own thoughts, feelings, and beliefs, and expressing them in a way that's open and respectful. Also, avoid direct or implied criticism of the other person's thoughts, feelings, and beliefs. Now, when you express yourself in an assertive way, you generally feel good about yourself, even if your goals aren't achieved. Plus, you're likely to retain the trust and goodwill of those around you. In order to be assertive, you need to think in terms of I messages. An I message expresses your feelings and experiences without making the other person responsible for them. An I message is honest and genuine. It doesn't judge, blame, or interrupt. It never tells the other person what he or she should feel. Successful use of I messages requires that you know exactly what you want and need. Take personal responsibility for meeting your preferences, express yourself to the person whose cooperation that you need, and be willing to listen to the other person in case that they do get defensive. So Jen, here are the 4 parts of the I message that will help you start communicating in a more assertive way. The first part of the message is to provide an objective and non-judgmental description of the behavior that you want changed. Describe the behavior in specific rather than general terms. Really limit yourself to the behavioral descriptions. Don't draw any inferences about the other person's motives, attitudes, character, etc. Now, part 2 of the message requires you to let the other person know how you're feeling. Is their behavior making you mad, upset, frustrated, annoyed, or maybe even hurt? In part 3 of the message, you need to clarify to the person who you're speaking to how their behavior is affecting you. Perhaps it's their intrusive behavior that's causing you to lose concentration, or that their constant lateness is causing you to miss appointments. Finally, the 4th part message requires you to describe to them how you want them to act differently, or how you want them to change. Do you need them to show you more appreciation for what you do, or do you need ample notice before they ask you for a favor? Jen, using the formula that I had just described above, here's an example of something you can tell your mom. When you ask me questions while I'm upset, I feel frustrated because I'm not able to have any alone time to sort out my feelings. I prefer you to ask me if it's an appropriate time to talk, and if not, I'll let you know when it is. That's all for today, folks. Has this video gotten you started thinking about how a loved one in your life, like your parents, have overstepped your boundaries? How do you let them know what you want or need? Send me an email to tell me all about it. Now, if you love this video, then I'm sure your family and friends will love it as well. So please share the love. See you again next week, same time, same place on SMF TV.